cancer disease?
How do I describe this? It's sort of like an overgrowth of cells, but unlike, like plaque psoriasis, excuse me, it's not just like overcoloration, it's more of an overgrowth, like a tumor to say the least. It can grow in any place, in any shape or form. It can be whatever. Eyes, ears, bone, nose, you name it, it's there.
A disease?
Cancer is a disease that kills people.
Like a sick thing, and then they have to stay in the hospital, and the hospital tries to help them get cancer, fight the cancer.
Cancer is a disease that affects a single cell at first and then spreads to other cells.
It's something that makes you lose your hair, or it can cause death, and smoking can cause it, or the sun can cause it, and
Cancer is when a cell is divided in the bloodstream and it won't stop dividing uncontrolled.
a very dangerous I don't know this one. It's a bad disease that you can get.
It's a disease that changes people's lives. It's deadly. It affects everyone.
Cancer is the uncontrolled reproduction of cells. It can happen anywhere in the body. It can be fatal or non-fatal. And right now, one of the leading cures for it is chemotherapy.
Cancer is a disease that you can get very easily. Cancer is a disease that a certain cell just starts reproducing and reproducing and reproducing to the point where you can't stop it.
Thing that can cause problems in your body and other parts. It also can make them shut down and cause problems, which is really bad. So it's really hard to get rid of unless you take surgery and whatever.
There's so many ways you can prevent it, cure it. I'm hearing so much. Let's see, prevent it. Well, I do know that avoid risky health habits like aptly mentioned smoking, or just be careful around radiation for all you radioactive workers out there. Other than that, I don't think there's anything we know that can truly cause or cure cancer. It's one of the many things that makes this thing so hard.
This bad cell that gets mutated and it grows and becomes like a tumor type thing.
Well, cancer is an extremely devastating heartbreaker. It's also a very sad situation just thinking about people with cancer. It's a disease. My grandma's dog had cancer, and then she couldn't walk anymore, and then she died.
Well, her old 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Peterson, had it and died. God rest her soul. And other than that, I don't know. I guess maybe my uncle is at risk because he smokes and he's not in a very good condition. Other than that, I don't know.
My
Uncle David had cancer when he was 19, and I never got to meet him.
My grandma going to surgery. She had lung cancer a little because of her smoking. She smoked like a lot.
My Aunt Jo had cancer, and it makes me feel sad and scared that she's gonna lose while fighting
My Aunt Kay had it, and it made me feel sad and worried. My grandma got lucky because she had cancer, and my Uncle David had cancer, but he didn't get lucky. He got sick and he died. And it was our grandpa that died too from cancer. My uncle and my grandpa are in heaven. Well, it's up in a cloud. My grandma got a little cancer and she recovered from it. And I knew someone else, her name was Sue Seamers. She got it, but now she's better, thanks to the doctors. And that's how I really experienced. Zachary, Chris' mom, Jessie, she had it, and now she has grown her hair back.
When I was really little, my aunt had cancer, and she died from it, and I don't remember it a whole lot, but that's about it.
I had kidney cancer and Wilms tumor. It was scary when I first found out I had it. I was 7 years old. It was on my 7th birthday, and it took me 10 days to get rid of it, but hopefully my family prayed for me and helped me get through it. My best friend Avery, he had it, and it was a scary time, but we both got through it. Avery, classmates.
I have a grandma, a grandpa, a great uncle, and an uncle that have cancer, and my great uncle died from cancer.
Both of my grandmas have had cancer. My grandma on my dad's side had cancer of the thyroid, and then the one on my mom's side had sarcoma, and then my grandpa on my mom's side had pancreatic cancer. My grandpa and grandma on my mom's side both died of it, but my grandma on my dad's side is a survivor. My grandma on my dad's side is Karen Larson.
Well, I've had 5 people in my life, part of family and friends, that have had cancer. One of them is my mom, and she's been fighting cancer for 6 months since June, but then she had surgery a day before my birthday, and it's pretty awesome. But now she's cancer-free. It's pretty great.
My grandpa, my great uncle, my mom's friend, and my mom. And so far I've had cancer. My mom's been battling since June. Surgery the day before our birthday. My mom's friend and my great uncle weren't so lucky though. They died fighting cancer.
My grandma Rose was my grandma's best friend, and I always called her Grandma Rose because she was like my best friend along with my grandma's, and a few years back she passed away because of cancer.
My mom, a couple years past, had cancer, and I know she survived through it, but I know it was hard on her just because bills and stress and having to worry about us and with the cancer thing, and put a lot of stress on my dad, and so going through that whole thing was just a big deal for her to go through that. So.
A lot of people on my mom's side has ended up with either skin cancer or breast cancer, and I know they're still alive and everything, but it's still rough on them because most people don't know what it is or what it does, but it can really hurt you.
My grandma got colon cancer and recently died from it.
I found a bump on my leg, and so I went in to go see what it was, and it was a pre-cancer skin bump, but it's gone now because they took it off. I'm scared of when I get older getting skin cancer, so I have to be really careful around the sun. And I'm only left with like 40 years of damage for sun damage, and I have a bump on my leg to prove it, and like little bone spots in my arms. So.
One of my favorite teachers in elementary died from cancer recently.
This boy had cancer, and his friend shaved his head so he wouldn't be lonely and sad in school. So they both had fun, and then soon it stopped, and he was still having fun in school, and he never had a bad attitude about it.
A lot of people on my dad's side have had cancer and died from it, and then my grandpa just recently died this summer from cancer.
I had a teacher who died of cancer, and I have an uncle who has cancer right now who's fighting the disease.
Well, my first experience was with my great aunt. She was diagnosed with breast cancer, and my grandma was also diagnosed with uterine cancer, which she got a hysterectomy to get rid of that. And since I am so young and going down with lifetime, generation after generation, I am at risk to get breast cancer also. And it's pretty scary thinking that I could get it any time since I am so young. Any age can get it. After all my aunts and everything have gone through, there is a huge chance that any one of my sisters and me could get breast cancer or uterine cancer.
My mom died of cancer when I was 8 years old, and she had lung cancer for about 2 years until she finally gave up.
We met in kindergarten at Mrs. Hunson's class, and we've been best friends ever since that. And when I found out he had cancer, I was really sad, and I was praying for him, and well, at that age I didn't really know what it was.
And how did it make you feel, Avery, to have your friend so close and praying for you?
It felt really important. Just know that he was there for me and he would never let me down.
My experiences with cancer range from my mother when I was 8 to my grandfather to uncles and aunts. It's really hard. I feel like it's harder on the kids because they don't know who's going to be there for them. Are they going to lose their mom, their dad, people they love the most? It's like, what do you do? How do you help this? It's hard. Between hundreds of dollars to pay for one thing and not knowing how, you can't help it. It's something we need to know how to fix because it's caused so much death in this world. It's sad. It's not something you can just say, hey, I want cancer, let's do this. No, you are given it. I was 8 or 9 years old. It was December 19th, 2008. Me and my brother got a call from my grandmother saying, hey, you need to get dressed, I'm coming to get you. Okay, we thought this was just gonna be some random trip down to Lucia Falls. Nope, turns out we're going to the hospital to go say goodbye to our mom. We knew this was coming, like there was signs of it, there was unexpected doctor trips, ambulances at our house. Me and Thomas had no idea what was coming at us. We went through so many things. It's like, okay, is this just gonna be another fork in the road, or is this gonna be something we can overcome? And it's like, you need somebody to be there for you, no matter what side you're on, the cancer side or the side that doesn't have it. You need somebody that will help you through it, that knows what you're going through, and just has the ability to make you feel comfortable and safe. Losing your mom, your dad, it's like losing your best friend. You don't know anybody else, you just know them.
that is the question. Well, I believe that maybe nanotechnology could be the key. We could have small microbial robots, if that makes any sense, go within our bloodstream, our own entire bodies, and literally do like routine scans. Think of like police force looking for criminal activity. It will spot it, identify it, and then eliminate it.
I don't know. Wash your hands. Take showers. I don't know, I'm not a doctor.
We can try and fight back as good as we can, try and stop smoking, and try and stay out of the sun as much as possible.
We can raise money for charity.
Get vaccines, going for checkups, and be in the sun, but not too long.
We can make cards for the people who have cancer, and then we should say fight cancer. Have some more researchers and more jobs for that. So, and we need a lot more technology set towards searching up diseases, like to help find ways to get rid of it.
Pray for them. Like, get some medicine that'll help cancer. You need to make that child or adult believe that they don't have I believe that we can stand up and find a cure for cancer and help stop it. You can work with kids or grown-ups who have cancer.
You can raise money so you can help kids or adults pay for their treatments.
First, we have to make people aware that cancer is a serious thing, and people that don't always know about it should. And starting there will help, and with young people especially, it'll strike lifelong opportunities and want to learn about it and prevent it and cure it.
My idea was we could examine every little particular thing and then we turn it into some sort of hypothesis, I guess. And then use the hypothesis on a accurate model of something and then maybe try and figure it out.
Mostly it's just hope. You can't do anything without hope. Scientific advances that make us get a little closer.
Get regular checkups.
What people can do is they can take easy steps to prevent it, like put on sunscreen, like protect yourself from the sun, you know, wear hats, UV clothing. It's easy, just do it, it'll help you.
We can support some foundations for people who can't afford to get treatments, so they can get treatments right away.
Start fundraisers to save up money and pretty much that, yeah.
Make sure you stay ahead of it and work together. So if you know somebody who has cancer, just talk to them and help them through it and make sure they know that they're not alone in it and that they have other people who are willing to help them and bring about the right days.
Fund research to find where the cancer cell is and try to stop it from reproducing and reproducing and reproducing.
Women need regular health screenings and mammograms for early detection for cancer.
Donating and just helping. I mean, you can do a lot of things for families and for survivors. Just anything helps.
We can donate, we can research, we can come up with ideas and test them. We can't just sit back and let one person figure it out. It has to be a group effort.
Pray for them.
Otherwise, we should study the cells, see what causes it to go, what causes the overdrive switch to activate and thus causing cancer.
Together.
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 Together we can fight cancer.
Together we can fight cancer.
Together we can fight cancer.
Together we can fight cancer.